Get ready to challenge your perception and discover the real world. Let's dive deep into the issues that affect our communities, revealing the untold stories and giving you a voice. No sensationalism, no bias, just raw, unadulterated truth. I am committed to delivering news without compromise. Hard facts as we know them, when we know them, and how they affect you. Every Monday through to Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. This will be your most authentic news experience starting now on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
8 minutes gone past the 3 o'clock hour, welcoming you to Hard Facts. Always your most authentic news experience. And I always say that you can bet on it. My name is Mariana Okon, welcoming you to the show from now till 6 p.m. It promises to be very engaging and an opportunity for you, of course, to bear your mind on all of the issues that are being brought to the table, including the big three stories, which is our first segment on the show today. Where we bring you stories that are trending online on pages of our national dailies, and of course conversations that are dominating our forums, whether it be WhatsApp chat rooms or even sometimes when you're chatting on breakfast or dinner tables. My name is Mariana Okon, welcoming you to the show. Today, as usual, on Wednesdays, right after the big three, we go into every 2 weeks we decide to talk about real estate, or what you need to know about renting, leasing. And today on Madam Landlord, we're going to be talking about renting and subletting, and we're going to be having a real estate lawyer in the studio here to talk to us about the differences and what you need to arm yourself with. And on the last segment of the show today, as usual, we'll be taking you to Balogun and Broad. My guest from last week is going to be back here in the studio as we talk about financial inclusion. Of course, this is a very good time to have that conversation because we all, at one point or the other, need to be financially included in Nigeria. And as we speak, a lot of people still are in the dark ages. People still keep their monies under their beds. But we'll talk about that and expatiate on it, especially with the economy and, the reforms that governments have put in place. So welcome to the show. Let's get straight to the business of the day.
Millions of listeners trust us on Hard Facts. Whether it's politics, social issues, controversies, and trending stories, we're credible and objective.
It's Hard Facts
with Mariana Okon
on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
We're 99.3 Nigeria Info, and this is Hard Facts. We're broadcasting live from our audiovisual studios right here in the Timian Crescent, Victoria Island, Lagos. But if you are listening to us or watching us from anywhere else in the world, don't worry. You can be part of the conversation via Skype. That's open to you who's listening and watching from the diaspora, and you want to chime in on all of the stories that we'll be bringing out today. Please feel free. We're Nigeria Info FM on Skype, but we're live. Facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM. We're also live on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM 99.3. You could also join the conversation on Twitter with the hashtag HardFacts, and on WhatsApp also, you can be part of the conversation. When the phone lines are open, you could also chime in. Let me go straight to the big stories. Makinde, illegal miners responsible for Ibadan explosion. Now, all through last night, social media was agog with videos and pictures of, what looked to me more like an earth tremor gone bad. And some people say it's an earthquake. Although Mr. Governor here is saying that illegal mining is the resultant effect of this, and really, you can't really you can't put it far from what we've seen today. I think there's a lot to it. It might not just be the miners, but let me give you some background to it. If you have not been following the story, Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo State hinted that the illegal miners in the state on Tuesday were responsible for the explosion in Ibadan. Now, the governor said preliminary investigation revealed that illegal miners had stored explosive devices in the houses which caused the explosion. In a statement after visiting the site and other hospitals where people were injured and receiving treatment, the governor also confirmed that 2 people have died while 77 people were injured and being treated in public and private hospitals around. He posted a statement on his verified X page in the early hours of today. I'm not gonna lie, what I saw on the ground, it looked like an earth tremor that went bad. But then, of course, you do know when there's an earthquake, it's totally different. But that, I mean, I'm guessing that the explosives, I beg your pardon, were stored in the ground for it to cut. I mean, did you see those videos? It really cut into the ground and almost divided it into two. And for anyone who would do that, I'm sorry, Mr. Makinde, I want to see whoever those illegal, plus you said illegal miners, so they're illegal, and then they're storing explosives around people, exposing the lives of the people in those areas to what they have become victims of. Danger. I want to see people paraded, whether it be the people who give them the land to mine on or whatever, paraded, because 2 innocent people have died. Let's hope that in Ibadan, in your state, the people's lives in that area is very, very valid. Let's see how valuable those lives are, because whatever step that the governor takes will determine if he's just one of them. And if the people of that state get justice. Nigerians are suffering. They don't get access to their natural resources. They don't even enjoy it. The governors are still going cap in hand to the federal government to take monies every other month and they call it, whatever. But then they're mining in their backyards. And that's not even enough. They're dying as a result of that illegal mining. Nigeria is the only country where mining is done illegally and nothing is being done. With reckless abandon. That's what's happening in Zamfara Gold. In the Niger Delta. I mean, it's a mess. And yet we have a country. And yet we have a government. Like I said, they know us. They will soon give us something else to distract us, to talk about, to forget about asking these questions. But I'm back today again. Yes, it's Hard Facts. My name is Marianne Okon. The phone lines are open. 0700 993 993 993 for the ladies. 0201 465 7190. Another big story here. Presidency confirms Tinubu approved 3 billion naira for social registers verification. Do you remember that there was a document that was flying around that they said the chief of staff signed it? That's Frmr President. Well, the presidency on Monday urged Nigerians to have restraint and patience, cautioning against a media trial over the ongoing investigation into the alleged misappropriation of 585 million naira by the suspended Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management, Dr. Betta Edu. Now, the special advisor to the president on information and strategy, Mr. Bayo Onanuga, in his reaction said that the president actually approved the release of the 3 billion naira to verify the National Social Register during Buhari's administration. Buhari created the social registry to facilitate cash transfers and other social investment projects. Mr. Onanuga stated this while responding to the fresh revelations on the matter. If former President Buhari approved it, why does he have the chief of staff's signature on it? I just might be the crazy person here. And last story. Buhari said, "Why I apologize to Nigerians at the end of my tenure." About 7 months after he left office, ex-president Muhammadu Buhari admitted that he made some hard decisions that cost pain for Nigerians. Do you remember? He said that this is why he apologized to Nigerians at the end of his tenure. But he said the decisions were not taken to deliberately inflict pain and anguish on anyone. Have you forgiven him? Do you forgive him? Is this explanation good enough reason? Because, as a result of those decisions he made, we're in a bigger mess months later. Let's talk Lagos. 0700 993 993 993. That's 0700 993 993 993. If you're a lady, call 0201 465 7190. We're live on Facebook and YouTube. Post your comments there. I'd like to hear from you. Hello. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Good afternoon, Miriam.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm very fine. Very, very fine, Miriam. My name is Robert.
Robert, thank God for you.
When I say fine, I'm on it with that. We thank God.
Yeah, that's good. I'm looking for somebody that will just, hug me and tell me everything is going to be all right and give me 10 million.
If you come, no problem.
Go ahead.
Buhari, like I said in the morning, as a human being, at times in life we make mistake anyway. We just tell God to forgive us. But it will be very hard for Nigeria to forgive him, considering what we went through during his tenure. The 8 years he ruled Nigeria, there was nothing to write home about, honestly. What he left is still what was he going through up to today. In 1983, yes, when he was in government, himself and Diagbo, it was the Diagbo that was reigning. So maybe he just hide under the shadow of Diagbo, both security, discipline, everything. You understand? When he came back for the second time, it shows that Buhari has no knowledge about the economy, and his advisors were just telling him wrong thing. So what Emefele is suffering, I will expect him also to suffer the same thing. It's not a matter of I was a former president.
Well,
or
now
not.
that he has no immunity, but who's going to make that happen?
It does not have any immunity. Does he still have immunity?
That's what I'm saying. But who's going to make that happen? Are you going to?
They should call him to.
Are you going to write a petition and institute a suit?
Let him explain to Nigeria. It's not about apology. Let him come and tell us how he squander our resources. Okay. Thank you, Mayor.
All right, Robert. Thank you very much for calling. Christopher is calling us from Ikoyi. Hello, Mr. Chris. Mr. Chris, your line is bad. Mr. Chris, you're gonna have to call me back. Your line is very bad. I know network's been really, really dodgy lately. Hello.
Hello. Good evening, Marian.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Please turn off your radio. I can hear myself.
Yeah. This
turn off your radio. Turn off your radio, guy.
This illegal miner that killing people in your state. The governor, who is the chief security of that state, must know something about it, because people cannot just come into the state and do illegal work without the chief security knowing about it.
Well, if I say that those miners are legal, then it puts me in trouble, so I have to call them illegal.
They put oil in oil. They leave all the mineral resources that is here in Nigeria. The governor should explain why illegal miners should come to the state and kill people. You know something about it because he's a chief security officer in that state.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for calling. Igwe Victor is calling us. Hello, Igwe.
Hello, good afternoon.
Pino Estet.
You are doing a wonderful job, my sister.
Thank you.
The apology from the former president is story to the gods. If he can go back and bring as much number of people that his ineptitude and the mediocrity has put to their 6 feet below, maybe Nigerians will be taking him seriously, because the aftermath of his maladministration is why we are suffering the way we are suffering as a people. Then on the issue of explosion, when it happens in Southwest or anywhere, they will call it explosion. But whatever it is, these people who always supervise illegal mining and the rest of it, I think a governor at a particular time from the north declared his assets to the tune of 1 trillion naira. Then if you ask where this money is coming from, we'll be looking at the point of mining and the rest of them. If it is in the east, they will call it anything they like and they will go after them. But people are comfortably mining at different locations in Nigeria. And this is the reason the issue of banditry and the terrorism is on the increase. Okay. Because these people who are doing this illegal mining have seen the deposit in the ground and they are going after it. They are using another name in order to confuse people. Rather, they are after the resources under the earth.
Okay.
Government should look into it and know why all these things are happening. Thank you, Mariana.
All right. I like it how we say government should look into it, as if they do not know that they ought to look into it. This is the reason why again, sometimes I don't want to believe that the politician doesn't know his job. I don't want to believe that a governor like Governor Sanwo-Olu doesn't know why he wanted to become governor, or maybe the reason why he wanted to become governor changes immediately he gets voted in, or Seyi Makinde being governor, not knowing, or all of a sudden forgetting the reason why he became governor and what he prioritizes or they prioritize. Because in a state where you're saying that you're struggling, the economy is bad. Oh, they've started doing restructuring again. You see what Oshom, what's his name? what's his name now? The Edo State governor. He threw around that whole restructuring thing again. If we're going to be restructuring our country and you're talking to the federal government, sir, charity begins at home. What are you going to do? The people who are stealing from the ground under you, should you not make it your purpose, your prime purpose, to kick those people out of your state in the first instance? Or are you in cahoots with them? I guess that's the question. But we say government should. They know what to do. But if they're not doing it, maybe we should make sure that they do it. But how? Hello.
Good afternoon, Emilia.
Good afternoon. What's your name, sir? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, you have Emmanuel on the line. I'm calling from Ekpe.
Go ahead.
Yeah, there are consequences for every action. For the fact that the government, didn't curb this means of illegal mining, you see what it cost. Now people have died. So also when people loot our, treasury, there are consequences for it. There won't be medicine in the hospital. We have standard road. And things like that. So as you said, it's not as if these people they do not know what they ought to do in the first place. But I'm surprised about the kind of leadership God has given Africa. I think I should take God out of it. The kind of leadership Africa elect into their office, that is if they elect them. And then for President Buhari, I listened to some of the things he said, how they were accountable, how they were transparent. And I remember he made the rice pyramid, how it fed us on Twitter and in our dream. How this Rika Nigeria Air, how it took us from Lagos to Lome. The kidnapping in Jengebe, Kankara, and so on. But, I don't just know what to say, but because I'm angry about the kind of leadership we have. Thank you and good afternoon.
Thank you very much for calling. I appreciate it. Christopher is calling us again. Mr. Chris, I hope that your line is working now. Hello.
Don't mind those village people. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you.
All right.
Former President Buhari. I've been saying it. Say this man, Nigerians showed you love, both old and young. And look at what you are giving to Nigeria. Is it good? Please now, people are dying. Look for help. You will still take the glory as the president. Or no? I think yesterday there was in Femi Adesina's book, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And it's only in Nigeria this type of thing can happen. After all what Nigeria go through in Buhari government for 8 years, you are now coming back to tell them to forgive you. Like I said, it's only in Nigeria that this kind of thing can happen. It's lucky. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Mr. Chris, for calling. I want to quickly go to WhatsApp because I have to go on a break in less than a minute. So I'll start with the first message here. Buhari's apology is not accepted because some of his actions led to the deaths of innocent Nigerians. Joseph in Lagos sent us this one. Okay, Joseph, you're not even taking it. You're not having it. To leave your house and return home safely in this country is a big deal and a miracle, but to stay home and still remain safe is also a bigger deal these days. RIP to the dead. The casualties, no small at all. My heartfelt condolences to the victims of explosion. I equally wish the injured ones quick recovery. Lushagajai, thank you very much for your message. I'm going to come back to more of your messages and your thoughts, your comments on social media and on our live stream on Facebook and YouTube. So feel free, if you're watching, to post your comments on the live stream. We're looking at the big three stories. We'll go for a break. When we come back from that break, Lagos, let's talk.
part in the Keep the Story Going challenge. Tell us your story of how social media has positively impacted your life or business. Shoot your video, upload to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and tag Story Hub. Remember to use the hashtag Keep the Story Going. Your story could be the inspiration someone out there needs. Story Hub. Keep the story going.
People share fake news simply because they fail to think sufficiently about whether or not the content is accurate when deciding what to share.
Fake news can cause conflict, which can lead to violence, destruction of properties, and even death.
Some people create fake news intentionally to cause chaos and harm, mislead others, and delegitimize key democratic institutions.
Do not share any message without verifying the source. You could be misleading others.
If you cannot independently verify that story, don't share it.
Read, verify, and confirm before you share. This message is brought to you by the Center for Democracy and Development, CDD, with support from the National Endowment for Democracy, NED.
It is easier to talk of poverty than to think of the poor.
To negotiate with the European Union by December this year, 4,000 MOUs will be deployed in Europe.
To create a minimum standard of life below which no human being can fall is an elementary duty of the democratic state.
Kill corruption in our society. Let the poor breathe. Don't suffocate them.
133 million Nigerians in multi-dimensional poverty is an open belt.
We're seeing in Nigeria today. It's a tragedy that we are all witnessing, because as we see things falling apart, the pressure instead is corruption.
And the people rail.
So the poor is choking. The poor is suffocating.
Against politicians who equivocate.
People are not going to vote because everybody's angry with the government.
Theorize, postulate, dramatize.
I cannot vote anybody. I cannot vote for anybody again.
While the trite politics reduce even our very culture to the level of our poverty. And so, you must know that not chance, not odds, but choice is the most fortunate of our options. The people must choose the state. On Nigeria Info. Coming soon.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Credible journalism, bridging the gap between people and those in authority. With Hard Facts, you are sure to get only the facts.
Tune in to Hard Facts with Marianne Okon on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Yes, we're the talk station of the nation, 99.3 Nigeria Info. I just have to, get this off my chest. I feel really low today, and I'll tell you why. Like I said jokingly, I'm in that I need a hug mode, and I'll tell you why. My condolences to the family of our colleague Deborah that died, because I knew her. She was my intern way back when I was working for Cross River Radio years ago. I didn't even know that she started working for Wazobia in Abuja, and it's a tough thing to digest. And if you have experienced loss, then you know how terrible it is to lose someone. It's tough. But my heart goes out to her family and her colleagues and all the people who experienced her, and her smile and her love. It's a tough situation. I really can only imagine, what her family is going through is really tough. So I just had to say that. All right. Let's go back to the big stories today. Makinde says illegal miners were responsible for Ibadan's explosion. Well, the presidency is holding brief for Mr. Gbajabiamila, saying that the president had approved 3 billion naira for social registers verification. And Buhari is saying, well, he apologized to Nigerians at the end of his tenure because he made some very tough decisions that had put us in a very tight situation. But then the question is, do you forgive him? Are you willing to forgive him? Is this excuse he's giving, is it good enough an excuse for you to want to look the other way? And I'm asking about this whole Shea Makinde's story about, illegal miners. Why don't we start by sending these people out back to wherever they came from, whether it's China, Russia, wherever, the US, the UK, whoever these illegal miners are. Maybe it's time we start showing them the door. That way, maybe we can save our own economy and begin to streamline how these natural resources are taken out of our ground. And then finally, of course, the excuse that the presidency is giving you about the 30 billion that has Femi Gbajabiamila's signature on it. Does it sit well with you? 0700 993 993 993. That's 0700 993 993 993. For your ladies, 02014657190. I have to get used to this number. 02014657190. Join the conversation on Facebook. We're live on Facebook, Nigeria Info FM, YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. Hello.
Oh, Miriam, good afternoon. This is Memnon from Festa.
Sorry?
I said hello, good afternoon. This is Memnon from Festa.
Okay, Memnon, go ahead, please.
Yeah, apologies for your loss and for the families of your colleagues.
Yeah, thank you.
So, on to the topic. Marianne, it be like saying on the rich, the same way they kill ram for third mainland bridge. It be like say if they give people post, we go kill goats, kill ram, kill chicken.
Rub the blood for their forehead.
As in, seriously, for the document itself, they go swear for Ayela. Because this one will go, they form say they're religious, but we want power, we want to fortify ourselves. We know where would they go now. Then in this one of illegal mining, Maria, so they talk say, now rats with the inside, they tell rats with the outside.
Absolutely, and the governors cannot feign ignorance.
Yes.
They can't tell me that I planted water leaf in my backyard and somebody else is harvesting it and I don't know.
There is nobody that can just come and know, oh, you have Kotan here. You know how big Nigeria is. We are not yet serious. We are serious. We know what to do.
Okay. All right. And thank you very much for calling. Hello. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Miriam.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Yes.
I'm Ziggy by name from Festac.
Hi, Ziggy.
I'm good. How today now?
My brother. We thank God.
I bet I gist you. You see, say this man, our ex-president, is asking for for forgiveness. But I have some questions to ask him. Him becoming the president of Nigeria is not by accident.
Yeah.
He contested for 4 times.
Yep.
Yes, I want to know the wisdom behind him contesting for president. Do you understand me? Because you met a dollar at the rate of 176 naira, and you make it, when you are there, you left at the rate of 840 naira. A bag of cement at the rate of 1,250 in your own reign is 5,000. A bag of rice, 7,000 naira. When he left, it was 48,000. So which decision is he trying to tell us that he took? Or did he come here to destroy the economy and put Nigeria into a serious quagmire? And he's telling us to forgive him. I just need to ask him some questions. The wisdom behind him contesting for president, what was at the back of his mind? Because he told us that he is coming to fight corruption.
I can give his address in Castina. You can go and be asking. Because wait, me, I cannot be asking you this question.
Your show so that I can. Ask
no, I'm not interested. No, I'm not interested. Thank you. I'll pass. Thank you very much for calling. I want to add one quick story, guys. Do you remember that story that the presidency fed us? Some people say it's bobo juice, but calm down. They told us that they were pruning down the number of people they were traveling with to reduce. This is in a bid to reduce the cost of governance. They were starting from there. You know, in my place, they say, marriage will go good. Now, from bachelors, if we go no. Do you know how many people traveled with Mr. President to the swearing in Imo? Well, let me give you that story. That's one of the big stories. Yes, please. I want to hear your thoughts on this one. It's on the Daily Trust newspaper, Premium Times. He says, Tinubu violates his own directive on pruning travel delegations. He has violated the new directive he recently issued on cutting down the number of people on his entourage during local and international travels. Now, last week, Tuesday, this Tuesday, the president announced the slashing. Last week, yes, he did announced the slashing of officials accompanying him on top tier, trips, official trips. The special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Ajurin Gelale, had made that known. I remember. He pegged the local travels at 25, international 20. He also ordered security agents based at his destinations to be regularly deployed for his protection. The policy actually drew praises from many Nigerians. But less than a week later, the very laudable policy, ladies and gentlemen, the president himself violated it. Yes. When he traveled to the southeast just some days ago to attend the inauguration of Hope Uzodinma, he had at least another 30 officials, plus the ones that were waiting for him in Imo State. So I ask you again, the marriage that we're hoping that will be good, will it be good with this one? How can we trust anything that the president says if he's violating his own directives? Let's talk. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts. Hello. All right, call me back. 0700 993 993 993. Let me go to WhatsApp. This one says, Buhari still begging, and as for me, I will never forgive him. It's a goal party people because, and it's, what do you mean? Because they have they've synced, I'm sure you mean sunk. Okay. They sunk the nation down with increment of poverty and inflation. And I remember they always blame the previous party. And now what are we hearing is for him to give them more time, please, more time. To do what? Let me tell you, we will never forget them. And nature. Okay, Dampi, did you read this message before you sent it to me? All right, Itodo John from Lekki says, it's a pity that our governors are overwhelmed. Illegal mining, is it not criminality? Who did this to us? Hamid Kuti here says, what a tragedy that happened in Ibadan. Governor Makinde should make sure the culprits of the fire incident are brought to book. It is not chickens that have been affected from this incident. They are someone's family. And that's what I'm saying. It's time for the people of Oyo State to mount pressure on the governor. Not just enough to say we are catching the people that, the culprits. We are going to use these culprits as a start of sending all of the illegal miners out of Oyo State. How about that, Mr. Makinde? How about that? Anyway, someone here says, okay, this message, I don't understand what you want me to do with it. Good afternoon. Please play Apologize, Timberland. Is he apologizing for presiding over the biggest heist in human history or pushing 133 million Nigerians into multidimensional poverty? Owolagba from Agbara is asking that question. You can go and ask him in Dora if you don't mind. Adewale from Abeokuta says, good afternoon. Why apologies for offenses you intentionally committed? Same Buhari still said that what Emefiele did was justified because the rich suffered it. What of ordinary Nigerians that died because of it? Too many questions for former Mr. President. This one says Buhari brought the economy of this country to zero level and therefore his apology is not accepted. Ekene from Suka. Nigerians are the problem of Nigeria. We become spokesperson for government's ineptitude. Most of us speak and give excuses for them instead of bringing them to account. I totally agree with you, sir, which is one of the biggest problems that we have in this country. This one says, somebody's trying to speak in my language. Igwe, very funny. This one says, your message is so long. Alaba Alakwe, your message is too long. Such explosion that occurred in Ibadan last night shouldn't have happened because it's avoidable. It's only in my country called Nigeria that lives are not sacred. Where people are killed like December chicken. Federal government should set up strong investigative committee to look into what really happened. People must be brought to book for us. All right. This one says, do we have an active Nigerian Youth Association in this country? If yes, can I join? It's high time we put a stop to bad governance in this country. Eve from Langbasa. Eve, there are youth associations everywhere at state levels, university, local government. They're there. But you know what I'd actually ask you to do? Join a political party. How about that? Hello. Sorry about that. Do call me back if that was you. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello?
Good afternoon.
Good
What's your
afternoon,
name? Where are
Sister
you
Naira.
calling from? Yes.
Yeah, my name is Peter Usufo.
Ah,
I'm calling
Osifo,
from
my guy.
Abound.
Go ahead.
God bless you. First of all, I want to send my condolences to the Oyo State government and then the families of the bereaved and, of course, those people who lost their property in the explosion that took place yesterday. But in my own opinion, I feel that the governor is too hasty in last statement that it was an explosion. He should have taken time,
Yeah.
at least to allow investigations to be completed before making such a statement. Because in my own opinion, I'm not sure it's a geologist or it belongs to the geoscientist. You understand? So it's too hasty because we don't know what if they say it's terrorist attack or something else that caused it. So we just have to be careful as a government officials before we make such sensitive statements. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Osifo, for calling. I appreciate it. Usman is calling us from Obalende. Hello, Usman. Good afternoon.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Yeah.
This is Usman Bobale.
I know. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Buhari say if you forgive him. So I need to tell Buhari, what about the list that they give Buhari, the people that sponsor terrorism in Nigeria? Why? Let me ask Buhari, where is the list?
Buhari is no longer your president. Why don't you ask your president that is there now?
No, I want Buhari. Because
he's no longer your
Buhari.
president. He's no longer responsible to you.
No, let me land first. Let Buhari release the list that they give Buhari.
You're still not hearing me. He's not the one with the list. Now he has left. The list is somewhere, either with DSS or somebody. But he's no longer your president. That list is no longer with him.
Okay, I want to ask you. Okay, what are they give her the list? Why is he arrest them?
Give me transport. Give me transport. Let me go to Daura. I will ask the question on your behalf.
Okay, I should give transport.
Usman, thank you for calling. Francis is calling us from VIA. Hello, Francis.
Good afternoon, Maria.
Good afternoon.
Nice job you're doing.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've not heard from Koboko.
Koboko is still enjoying his holiday. He'll be back soon.
Please take Koboko to call, please. I agree to Lumuiwa. Then, Miriam, for the blast at Ibadan. No, it breaks my heart when I listen to the governor. If you don't have anything to say, if you don't have anything that is right to say, just maintain your cool. How can you just come out and be telling us that it's illegal mining at your own backyard as a governor of the state? As in, why do we choose to live in a lie in this country? Why did the politicians choose to tell Nigerians lie?
Well, we can't say that he's telling a lie or not. We're gonna have to wait and see what they come up with. But hopefully, it's different.
Miriam, as a governor of the state, with the level of information on your table, you come out to tell the whole world that it's illegal mining.
Well, what if it's the truth? What if it's the truth? Yeah, he might be aware of it, but I mean, I'm saying, what if it's the truth? At least we know that there are people who are illegally mining. Now, the onus is on him and the people of that state to make sure that he and security agencies get those people out of his state by hook or crook.
Marianne, is in this country, a former president declared a fly-no zone, a state that don't have airports. But in that the same state, they have a local airport that they grace every day, twice in a day. And the foreigners do come here to take what God bless us with. And they go away with it. And if terrible thing happen in that state, the governor will come and tell us that it's illegal. And whether they know about it.
Okay. Francis, I have to let you go because of time.
Good afternoon.
All right. Thank you very much. Adeshawa is calling from Ikorodu. After that, I'm going to go to Facebook. Hello, Adeshawa.
Good afternoon, Marianne.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. First, I want to appreciate you. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Now, let's go to this topic, guys. I have just two takes on it. The first one is on the explosion. That illegal. See, Miriam, let's just put this thing on the table. Did they know people are living around that place before they started? In fact, on Twitter yesterday, I slept around 2 a.m. this morning because I was just hearing different versions of. It took them 1 hour before rescue something started. In a place where people are living and you just try to see. Somebody has said it before that we don't have any outer of feeling that this are human beings.
We don't have value for human life. That's what it is.
No value. Nothing. So they see us as not human. Did they know the worth of that thing that they are going to? Did they know what it took us before they well,
it's
then
okay.
that Buhari, former president, saying that he's calling for this begging for. When he was there, was he not a silent president? Was he not a silent? We practically begged this man to talk to us, to even address us. Now, so when the money crunch came on, what did he say? What did he do?
Okay.
Do you know how many people died then?
All right, Adeshawa.
He shouldn't just come and say, we've done that, because he knows very well we'll move on.
All right, Adeshawa, thank you very much for calling. Your time is fast spent. Thank you for calling. I'm going to go to Facebook now quickly to look at your comments. On Facebook, Alaba Alakwe here says, 3 billion saga for social register. It's an embarrassment seeing our Commonwealth ending up in few people's pocket. President Tinubu, the National Assembly, should please give the EFCC and ICPC strong backup in this matter. 3 billion is so much money. If we don't kill corruption, it might end up killing all of us, including we, the innocents. All right. Well, that's the message on our Facebook Live. Let me move away from that. Let's see. And if you're watching us live on YouTube, please feel free to post your comments. And if you are listening to us from outside of the country, call us via Skype on Nigeria Info FM on Skype. You want to chime in on some of the issues and the matters arising. Ogene Ogie here says, between Buhari asking for forgiveness and Tinubu's huge convoy, I don't even know which one irritates me more. Nigerians, we put their finger in a tortoise with this APC gang. It will be very difficult to retrieve that finger. Well. I've got 4 minutes on the clock. This one says, I'm still trying to figure out what former President Goodluck Jonathan did worse that prompted the 2011 nationwide protest. Despite the present state of the nation, everywhere seems cool. We're all in it now. The bunch in Ojodu. Okay. This one says, Buhari should go and apologize to the gods and not us, because he kept on blaming the last party and nothing was done. Now his second successor is also begging for more time to bring us down in poverty. The cancelled history in secondary school as a subject. I'm sure you mean they cancelled history as a subject, but we will never forget all this or what this party has done to Nigerians. We don't need their apology. I don't know. One day, monkey go markets. They will never return. Daniel from Ikondo. Thank you. This one says, I'm worried on the mindset of some Oga, come, just talk about yourself. Leave the regular colors. Leave the regular colors. Yeah? Thank you. Just leave the regular colors. Give your own opinion. Leave people's opinions. Do you understand? This one says, I laugh when these minors are termed illegal. So you mean these governors are not aware of their presence in the state? I'm not surprised, because most of these governors themselves, ministers, and even the president are illegal politicians. How dare you say that they're illegal politicians? Their parties adopted them. They bought tickets. Did they come and did they buy it on credit? No. He said the governor can say whatever he wants. The people already know what they know. What do they know, Simon? What do they know? You can't be peddling anything here. What do they know? This one says, my sister, President Buhari tendering apology due to economic failure in the country. Kind day from Ibeju. Thank you. This one says, on serious government, nothing will work perfectly with all these liars in power. Kingsley Benibot from Aja. Someone here says, I don't buy this story about illegal mining explosives. I think the government is trying to cover up what really happened yesterday. Remember that explosion that happened in Ekiti in 2020 that caused a huge crater on the major road? We don't know what happened there till now. Emma from Lagos. This one says, Dominic from Akute says, the federal government and presidency would tell you cabals but refuse to name them. Now the governor of Oyo on your own is telling us illegal miners and still refuse to name them. Story for the gods, he says. This one says, so after all what President Buhari put us through, he had the temerity, the effrontery to tender an apology at B. Will his apology raise the dead, heal our land, or make things right? How much worse is the apology he tendered to the average Nigerian? I pray that posterity will be the judge of people like him. As you can see, was suffering, and from his antecedents, his reign was worse, and he took Nigerians way back to primitive times. His apology is unaccepted, and so I pray that justice will prevail over his likes. Thank you, Mrs. Oboli, for your message. I can take one quick call, and then we'll go wrap things up here. Hello.
Hi, Miriam.
Good afternoon. What's your name, sir? Where are you calling from?
It is Remy.
Go ahead, Remy. You have 60 seconds.
It is easier with a camel to go through Iron Ognidu than me to get you now.
I'm like the president now. I'm a very important somebody. You know, you're taking me for granted because you hear my voice every day. Eh? You're doing anyhow.
No. I can recall when Buhari was there.
Yeah.
When he came up with all these policies, the same way I'm calling into your show was the same way we were calling to criticize the policies, closing of border and all the rest. And each time he comes up with policy, the sitting president support him then. The party support him. So we can't separate the present administration from the past because they were both together. Each time they come up with policies, we condemn it. It was going to lead to this way. They won't listen to us. But look at the way things are now. If I'm to ask, have they opened our border? Miriam?
The borders were open. I think that's one of the first things that President Tinubu did.
How? You believe that?
Borders are open,
when he told you he was going to cut his entourage, the same way you believed, but now you are shocked. I condemned it. I criticized him. I was called names. But now I'm happy you came out to tell us it's quite opposite. Well done, Nigerians. Keep believing him. Keep believing whatever he says. Thank you.
All right, but he's our president. We have to try to believe him. I mean, because we don't want to be told lies. Well, we've got to go, Lagos. On the other side of the clock, we will be talking, Madam Landlord. Are you ready to talk about leasing and, all those rent stuff? We'll talk about it after this break.
On Borderlines, we go beyond boundaries.
Let's be honest here. This is
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria